Okay.
Stupid bitch! Now look what the fuck you made me do. Fucking told you to mind your motherfucking business. I fucking told you.
Baby, please wait. No. Why?
I'm fine.
You don't.
Fine, baby.
You don't look okay.
You don't care. You don't mean no harm.
Why does he have to hurt you?
Because he loves me. And, people do crazy things when they're in love. Everybody.
But Daddy loved you.
He did. Um, but everybody loves differently. And, you know, Darrell, he loves us in his own way. And he's been good to us since Daddy died. So we need to be good to him. You understand? Hey, you understand?
Okay, so hello, my name is Jalandra Jones. On the front end, I am the Director of Marketing and Distribution and Partnerships for La Maquis Collaborative, which is the producer of this film. And on the crew side, I am a costume designer and wardrobe stylist by trade. I've been doing that for 10 years, and that's actually how I was became featured on the project. Is I came from a marketing and advertising background, and I came to Atlanta to pursue film to tell stories like this, to really get into the nitty gritty of the community and benefiting Black and Brown people, and how we can use our voices in media to better represent ourselves. And I feel like Ashes Never Rest, which is the film, was the best project that I could be featured on in pursuit of that. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Um, Tell me about this book. I mean, this film, Ashes Never Rest. Like, what inspired it? Like, who was the writer? Is the writer here today?
Oh no, so Deshaun Rice was the writer,
Okay.
producer, and director. He is not here, but the story overall, Ashes Never Rest, takes place in early 2000s, in the South. It involves Khalid, which is a young man. The story begins with the death of his father, and like so many people in our community, oftentimes in our youth, we experience different levels of trauma or violence or aggression, and the story really takes us through how your experience can really shape who you are and how they can deter different relationships in your life and your circumstances in your life, and how that can carry on through adulthood.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to that one second. Nick,
Okay, I'll be back.
tell me about you and your role in all this and how you got started doing what you do.
Yeah, how you doing? So my
So,
name is Nick.
one second, Nick. I can really hear you. Can you turn up a little bit, slightly?
Uh-oh.
Let me see if I can
Can you hear me
edit.
now?
Yes, I'm gonna turn your mic up over here too
Okay,
a little
okay,
bit. All right, go
good.
ahead.
Okay,
Yes.
so my name is Nick. Normally it goes either or. My full name is Nicholas, but Nick just is easier. But I am the director of photography for the project. Um, I started years ago. I graduated from college last year, actually.
Okay.
I went to Georgia State. I majored in film and media. But before then, I was just doing little projects here and there, trying to just build up a style, just, testing what works, what didn't work, trial and error. So then when I got to Georgia State, then I finally like honed in on just being better in that certain craft that I wanted to perfect in. And that kind of ended me up here. I had saw Deshaun had put a post and says, "Yeah, I'm looking for a cinematographer." I got this project idea, and I was like, bet I'm down. And then he sent me the script over, and I was like, bet I got to do this because as Jalandra said, yeah, it was a very powerful and important story that I feel like needs to be out there.
Where did you see the his post at? Like what app, what website?
It was actually on Threads. So
Threads?
Threads,
Okay.
yeah, it was the I think because I had just because I strictly didn't want to do it because I was like, man, it's too many social media apps. Because
Yeah.
I was just on Instagram, I was like, I don't want to keep downloading more and more apps. But I had just downloaded it probably like a week before, and just linked my profile, and I just happened to see it just out of nowhere. I was like, okay, I'm gonna reach out.
So your role, like you said director of photography. It's like you take the
Yep.
pictures, or are you the
So
cameraman? Or,
I
I have no
manage.
idea about nothing behind the scenes making movies. So keep me if I sound out of it, you know.
So so basically, I was everything visually for the film, pretty much. So when it came to like shot list, lighting, how everything just looked in general that we see on the screen is what was my role. And I collabed with Deshaun to make sure our visions were aligned. And it just got to a point where he just let me go because he was like, okay, yeah, I see this guy has the vision that I had in my head, but he's actually putting it so people can see it.
Okay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna get back to you in a minute. So let's move on to Judith. Hey, Judith, what's your
Hi.
role, and also tell me a little bit about your book.
My role on screen is the store clerk. And as part of the crew, I am also in house counsel for the production company.
The store clerk role. To tell me about that. Like, you oh, can you tell me without giving anything away, any spoilers or anything?
Let's just say I help the main character get back on his feet.
Good
What
one.
type of store is it?
Literally.
Is like a bookstore or something, or like a candy shop or electronic store?
Shopping, regular shopping, grocery shopping. I
So
help him back up on his feet.
okay, well, we're gonna figure
It
out
was
what that
just a
is
one.
eventually, right?
It was
She got
just
it
a
together.
one-liner.
Look, so powerful, so powerful.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah.
how
Oh
did you get
yeah.
how did you get involved in the cast in this?
Well, I have been involved in the entertainment industry going way back. And I had an old posting on Backstage, I believe, and I was contacted to audition for another role. Um, by the time I got back, that role was gone, and the store clerk was available. So I got that one. And from there, I morphed into in house counsel, utilizing my legal skills.
Yeah.
So you are a lawyer too. So like you're a lawyer, an author, and an actress. That is awesome. That's
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Very.
What type
And
of
a
law?
mother. Most
And a mother.
importantly, the number
Yep.
one job is mother.
The biggest job. Shoot.
Right.
What type of law do you do?
I started out advocating on behalf of domestic violence victims. I did that for quite a few years while I was married. And for personal reasons, I had to give up active litigation and go on to doing non-advocacy work. But my heart was always there. Even if I wasn't litigating, representing domestic violence victims, I always had the ear of somebody who needed advice. And I decided, why don't I just put it in a book, an ebook, give safety strategies on how to exit domestic violence situations safely. For far too long, I am a subscriber to your channel, and I know I am not only an advocate, I'm also a survivor. So I know it from an attorney perspective, and I also know it as a survivor of domestic violence myself. So utilizing those two knowledge, I think I am an excellent advocate for women who are ready to escape. And then there are some women who are not ready. And those women I recognize, they're not ready to fight. But if they're ready to fight, they're advocates like me out here to help.
That is powerful. Is this your book right here?
That is the cover of my
Cover of the
book,
book?
coming
All right.
soon to Amazon and Amazon KDP.
Well, I want to dive deeper into the book, but let me talk with Tamara real quick, and then we'll circle back because I don't want to jump around too much because I want to really because your book is really important. I was listening to it. I use Speechify. I was listening to it while I was getting ready for this show, and it some things I want to talk to you about. So let's circle back real quick. All right, Tamara,
Hi.
tell me about you and your role and what's going on with this movie. Ashes
Okay.
Never Rest, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. My name is Tamara Miles. I am the music composer for Ashes Never Rest. A little bit about my background. I am from Jackson, Mississippi. I received a bachelor's in piano performance from Jackson State University. And I eventually went into music education, spent many years as an educator, and I actually came out to Atlanta to pursue education. I've always composed and produced music for many years, but like most creative, you end up having some other role or some other job. So both my parents were educators, so I fell into the education role. Came out here to pursue that, but always in the background doing some music things. So my cousin, who's actually from Chicago, but she happened to be out here. She sent me this link on Threads, much like Nick, and I went on there and I said, hey, I'm interested, and the rest is history. I always wanted to pursue film. That's been kind of secretly, maybe secret, not so secret, a love of mine or a desire to do music and film. I most of the time worked with artists or did my own personal compositions, but I've always wanted to do scoring and soundtracking. And this was my opportunity. I love it, and I'm a big horror movie fan, so this was right up my alley. It was actually a godsend. So that's
So
my story.
all the background music, for all the scenes and stuff, you composed that, you wrote those and did that.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. The first thing the director, Deshaun DeVos, asked me to do was create an overall theme for the teaser for the film. So once I created that, I was asked again to come back and do things for all of the main characters of the film, and that pretty much was the foundation for those actors to kind of get into those roles, and also it's also the foundation for me to be able to do the scoring and make sure that everything matches and is not interrupting dialogue, and just to create the entire soundscape, if you will, of the film.
So so when there's like a horror scene and it's leading up to it, you're the one that
Hmm.
puts in that real music that makes it even
Correct. To
like a
make you
post
to make you
twist.
feel right, to
Yeah,
make you feel
yeah.
the tension,
Like
feel the tension that you're also seeing.
how do you come up with like the right tones and music to put in the right scene?
Honestly, I have to give credit to music education. I'm a huge music education advocate. It's a difference between having the natural ear for it, which I do have, but also music education allowed me an opportunity to understand how instruments work, their ranges, their color, how they are inserted in certain situations to bring across a certain feeling. So I have an extensive knowledge of the way real instruments work and how they should be used. And of course, stylistically and creatively, you can do some interesting things that may be out of character. Um, but that I would have to say that that's the main thing, just understanding the way music works, understanding the way instruments work, and being able to interject that and make you feel what I want you to feel in that moment.
That's
And
powerful.
I'm going off what I'm seeing on the screen as well too. So that's a major role. So everybody that's involved, it's not just me. It's not just, one person involved. We all put these different pieces in to make it all come together.
Mhm.
That sounds amazing, man. I'm
Thank
is
you.
is the movie done? Are y'all still working on it, or what's going
We're
on? The more
we
I
are
can
in
the more I
We
want to see
almost
it.
there.
almost there. We're in post production right now, so we're still, making sure all the fine tuning is done. So
So,
it's looking good.
what are the steps to making a movie? Anyone can jump in and answer. What are steps to making a movie? You said post production, but well, what are the different
It's
steps?
it's so many steps.
The
It
like the
starts.
pre-production,
Yeah,
there's
oh,
several. I
It's a
feel
lot.
like you don't really get you're coming up with new ideas all the way to the very beginning of shooting. So even pre-production, you're like idea aiding and you're meeting with everyone. And I feel like Deshaun was so like hell bent on this being a collaborative that he really
Hmm.
allowed us to take our positions and really make it our own and contribute what we had to give. So he wasn't even heavy handed during pre production. He really allowed us to like curate our own creative process. But day one of shooting, we're all together and the energy's right and like we're
Hmm.
getting into our flow. We're still coming up with new ideas or new ways to see things and put perspective on things. So I feel like it's a never ending creative process
Yeah,
between
Yeah.
post and pre
I
mid.
kind of compare it. I kind of compare it to if you ever see musicians on stage and they're just kind of ping
Mm,
ponging off each other. They're freestyling or they're ad libbing, and
right.
it's never the same. So,
mhm,
as the project is going on in production, things change. They
that's
get
the that's the
mhm,
rearranged,
point.
people shoot out different ideas. And but you also have this core, you have the script, you have the overarching desire for what we're trying to accomplish, but things change.
Okay. How long does post production take?
Oof. Post
It,
Well,
it
production.
we're
depends.
doing it at an accelerated rate. I feel like
Yeah.
we're really just ready to get this messaging out and get this film out to where it can really connect with people, especially during the month of October, because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and this film deals heavily in that. We want to get it to the people to while we're not celebrating, but kind of bringing light to this month. So we're
Hmm.
hoping our limited release is going to be October 31st. So we're hoping to get all post production wrapped up in the next 2 weeks. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are able to, like, what is the
Mm.
general synopsis of this movie without giving nothing away? Without breaking any
Well,
contracts or anything. What's the? That's saying it's a horror film, and I'm ready to
Right.
watch
Hmm.
Well,
it. 'Cause
I'll go first since it's like fresh on
Yeah,
my
so
mind.
you want to tackle that?
Yeah.
like, look,
You do it so
when I
well.
saw the cover, Ashes Never Rest. I'm trying to upload it now.
Yes.
I gotta resize it. But when I saw the cover, like it seems like now. Again, I don't really know too much, but it seems like
Uh-huh.
about a horror. So like maybe someone died and then someone comes back to haunt somebody or something. It kind
I
of,
don't
you know.
know.
Well,
Maybe,
that's
perhaps.
very, very surface of it.
Because
But I mean,
the image
it's
I'm about to
all.
put up kind of shows that. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Well, I mean,
depict.
there's definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. There's definitely like a veil of your past coming back to haunt you. And we
Okay.
really wanted
Mhm.
we chose this. It was given to us as a horror film, a psychoanalyzed horror, because we really wanted to connect how your mental health effect can manifest and bring about things into your actual life. So the film is really, it's a horrific because it can happen to anybody, and specifically it
Mhm.
happens to Black and brown people in our communities because we are met with so much trauma
Okay.
constantly, and we are told to like keep it inside, or we can't be outright about it, or we can't be like boisterous about it, or we're in fear, or we're living like ashamed of it. And the real horror comes about is like what will happen when you can't keep that type of pain inside you anymore, or you can't keep that chaos brewing inside you, and in what ways does it spill out and affect those you love.
I agree. One of the things that is ongoing is, I would say, specifically in many communities, but specifically in Black and Brown communities, is that we don't talk about things.
Mm,
We don't we allow traumas to just fester. We don't talk about financial literacy. We don't talk about when someone passes away. We don't want to have those kind of discussions. Those are the touchy things. We don't want to talk about, well, who's this child's real father? We don't want to talk about those kinds of things. And when those types of emotions begin to fester and it builds up and it builds up, it's never talked about. And, I would say also our parents' generations, our grandparents' generations, they didn't, too much believe in therapy. Everybody was
Mm-hmm.
just, you just grin and bear it. You take it on the chin and you move on. And I would say today, people are more open to talking about things. So I think this film is just a way for us to get that message out there and show what can and often does happen when we
Mm-hmm.
keep our silence,
Right.
you know,
I think it's
lead erupts.
it probably is for me like a stepping stone towards healing by
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
showing the actions of the past and how they can influence the future.
Yeah.
Well,
100%.
who's in this cover? Because they did a good job. That looks creepy as hell. Who's in the cover? I would not want to run into that guy in the alley. Yeah, you look creepy.
That right. That's one of our phenomenal actors. His name is Jeff Martin
Jeff
Jr.
Martin
He's
Jr.
just phenomenal. Like
Yes,
he
he is.
portrayed that character so well, and he understood the meaning behind it, and he really was
Hmm.
allowed. He grounded himself in this haunting coming back, and what kind of havoc he unleashed on other people. Like he really was able to capture that, and he did an amazing job. And that's also the special effects makeup by our lead artist Jade.
Oh wow.
She's
Hmm.
phenomenal as well.
Oh yeah, she did a
She
thing.
did all of the special effects makeup. She led the entire hair and makeup team. She did an amazing job.
Absolutely. And David on the graphics with that
Oh
particular
Oh,
yes.
correct.
design.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yes, David, our graphic designer, he just keeps them coming. So it was
Oh yeah.
again a team collaborative effort, but they so
I,
much.
I, I was trying to pull up this other one, but I'm having some technical technical difficulties back there.
Mhm.
But there's this other one, that it looked like a vase. I'm gonna pull it up, but
Mhm.
it
Oh
looked
Yeah.
like
yep,
a
yep.
vase, and something was coming out of there. I was like, hmm.
Yeah, the urn. Yeah.
Yes, it was an urn. The urn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So death has a
Yep.
yeah. That plays another big role in this film as well, too, kind of adding to the horror aspect, like the death and like coming back and the reincarnation of things. So,
Hmm.
Well, I'm definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to checking that out. So
hmm
I want to talk about something else too in regards to this movie, and then we'll talk about Judith's book. Um, I am very happy to see black stories getting out there. There's not a lot of well, not a lot that I know of. You guys probably know a lot more than I do. But as far as black movie producers, but black independent film companies that are really pushing stuff out, because like I feel like it gets drained out, it gets droned out by and pushed aside. And
Yep.
I'm really happy
Yeah.
to see black stories getting out there by a black crew, by a black director, and it's not being whitewashed at all. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
You
love
know.
seeing that because as an author myself, I'm on a lot of different like platforms talking about books and stuff, and the main thing I see a lot of people saying, well, we're not represented enough. Well, we're not, we don't see ourselves in these other books. Then I'm like, well, support black creatives then,
Hmm.
support black producers, support black actors and actresses, black screenwriters, so we can have these things for ourselves. And I love
Right.
this. I'm very excited about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
You know what they say? Nobody can tell our stories but us.
Right. Facts, man.
That's right.
Facts.
hmm
Remove
I
this.
Agreed.
think
And these,
on the front end of telling our stories gives us so much power back, because we really not only can we connect with the story, we can tell the story using the correct verbiage, or correct as in like colloquially correct
Right.
amongst our
Hmm.
people, the correct verbiage, and we know what these things look like. I feel like the in art of collaboration, this film is really striving to like connect our people. Like we're all trying to hit on, we've all experienced some type of grief. We've all experienced some type of where we felt out of control of our surroundings and how the fear of that. And we all go through things. Like you mentioned, like Black filmmakers and Black film production houses. Everyday Renee has an amazing one. She comes out with like Origin, and she tells our stories from such a unique point of view that I'm scared to see how other people would tell these stories because they wouldn't be able to do it justice. So I feel like
Right.
it's big that we're able to be on this side. And then also bringing Judith in too. Judith is a survivor and she's an advocate. So just having
Hmm.
like just being able to her to have our ear and give us her like perspective and making sure that we're telling this story and it's sensitive and giving like, you know, the women that we're representing in the film voices and really allowing them to also be seen. You know, I just think it was an amazing experience being able to do it with a Black woman also.
Absolutely.
And another
Mhm.
thing, just jumping off from Jalandra's point about other people trying to tell our story is we are able to tell our story without all these stereotypical characters and how Black people are supposed to talk and how we're supposed to do this. One of the things I love about us telling our story is that we tell our story, not stereotypes.
Right.
Mhm.
So, I'm about to jump over to Judith, but so this story is essentially about about abuse, survival, and coming back from that. Well, as much as y'all can give me, I keep pushing. I keep pushing because
I'm
I'm so
trying
anxious to know, man. I want to know. I'm an
Right,
edge. Y'all doing good. You're like, I can't tell you, man.
They're
It's
all tight lipped.
Yeah.
It's a
that's
very
good.
transformative
So,
film.
Mhm.
what was that nigga? I couldn't hear.
It's a very transformative film. Like
Oh,
it's so
Yeah.
hard not to say anything because we don't want to give anything away.
right.
But at the
Right.
same
Right.
time, it's like you gotta kind. It's like one of those like not necessarily once in a lifetime moments, but it's like once you see it, you'll understand everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Well,
it's worth the wait.
I
It's
just
worth
gotta
the
wait
wait.
there.
Absolutely.
Man, I've been thinking about this for a while now, man. I'm like, what do we use? So, so Judith, when you saw this, I know you sent me some parts of the script so I can do a song for it. Like when you saw the script, how how did it make you feel being a survivor?
Uh, Connected because I could identify with Layla, except for one key issue. Layla, the main character, one of the main characters, who is the victim of the domestic violence, think that him hitting her is love. I never thought that. So Layla has a lot of healing to do.
Do you think this movie, as a survivor, does this movie like, um, trying how to say this correctly without giving nothing away? Does this movie accurately depict the circle of domestic violence?
Absolutely. Deshaun captured that so well in his writing. You will see, um, let me rephrase that. It definitely demonstrates how generational cycles of abuse can happen, and we need to fix it. Let me
And
put it like that.
it's a focus on Black women, right? And
It
and,
is.
a lot of abuse that they endure in their relationships.
Yes.
So that'd be powerful. I know a lot of my audience would really connect with that.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
your book was tell me about your book. I'll ask my questions later. Tell me about your book.
Well, I got tired of hearing about women murdered, particularly in our community. As a matter of fact, I can give you two quick statistics from the CDC. In 2022, the homicide rate for Black women was 8.3 per 100,000 compared to 2.1 per 100,000 for white women. And that is a big difference. Black women represented nearly 30% of victims that were killed because of domestic violence, but we're only 8.3, excuse me, we're only 8% of the population. So that is very dramatic. It is
Yeah.
what I call an epidemic within our community.
Mm-hmm.
So, drawing from my experience, as a matter of fact, one of the things I heard you say during one of your broadcasts, Angry Biracial, is Black women are going through this, but they don't know how to escape. I have a very good idea on how to escape. I've done this more than once. And I
Uh,
put that to paper. You can go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and get an order of protection, but it is just a piece of paper that you need. But you have to take proactive steps to be able to survive domestic violence. So we've heard time and time again women with the protective orders that were murdered anyway. So I wanted to give a 4-step process on how to prepare yourself to actually flee domestic violence and survive with that order of protection in your back pocket.
so to tell me about how an order of protection helps. Well, you there?
I think she is.
An order of protection is alerting the court, society, the system that you need this because should you um, terminate your abuser, I don't want to do anything that will make YouTube upset.
Mm,
Yeah.
You may have a chance of surviving a prosecution because you don't want to end up on the wrong side of the law.
Hmm.
So one of the things they're going to ask you, did you file an order of protection? Did you do this? Did you do that? The burden is going to be on the woman to show that she did try to protect herself. So getting that order of protection is very important, but it is not the final thing to do. You have to flee, and I give you the flee method to escape domestic violence.
And I was listening to it. I saw one of those methods. I don't want to give away any too much of your book because it was very very informative. It was about and you also break down how to reset your phone, have so people can't track you. I mean that's some real private eye Carmen San Diego type of stuff. Like I had no idea about people tracking people through their phones like that, and you break it down how to reset it, how to get rid of everything, and how to back up your files with Android and Apple. Like, where'd you learn all that stuff?
I wish I could take credit for that, but I did that with the assistance of AI. I am not a technical person, but I know what has to be done.
Right. You don't have to be. You can still get it done.
That's right.
Well, that
But
was
it is important that you get that thing done. You have to basically disappear from social media and track your phone, just making sure you can't be tracked.
yeah. I listened to that part too, where you said even if you want to get back on social media, if you feel like you're gonna get back on, just delete your social media because they can track you like from a photo, and it's like I watched this guy on TikTok named Jose Monkey, right? He tags them. People tag him in random places. Say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," and he finds them by looking at certain backgrounds in a photo, and he tracks them down and say, "Hey, I found you, and you're right here." So I was like, "Man, I never thought about that." But not posting photos because people are that obsessed to be able to find someone by small markers on a photo.
I
Mm,
have seen that.
Yeah.
that's dangerous, though. I would just
Yeah.
think, to
Very.
me, I feel like social media can be used as a weapon. It like I understand like it's entertainment, but people really can weaponize,
Absolutely.
and that's bad news bears. Like it's just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Very sick.
Social media is a
I
so.
follow a private investigator online that he tracks people down and expose them when they say racist things online.
Who was that?
So
Tizzy?
yeah,
I don't
it's very
mind.
important that you disappear from social media.
Yeah. So how would you say your book plays into this film?
It was by divine intervention. It I've written the book like last year in 2020 something. Yeah, 20 23, 24. I was doing the book and I was sitting on it and I was saying to myself, why don't you get this up? Get this up, do this, do this. But sometimes you just have to sit still and let God work.
Right.
And
That's right.
then I got this call from a very old posting from backstage when I was in the entertainment industry before I gave it up to go practice law. I got a call from out of nowhere and I read the script. And then I said to Deshawn, our producer, I have this book. I think it goes well with this script. And here we are, sharing.
It's crazy how that all worked out. He's making a film along the same lines, and you have a book. It seems like everyone that he's pulling into this project has something powerful related to the project to offer. You know, like
Yep.
Absolutely.
so you said you wrote the book a year before you met Deshawn. Like, what was your process in writing the book?
What was my process? Getting the information out. When this book is printed, it will be this thick. Can you see that? This thick. And the reason it's this thick is because I wanted to be the little book with a big impact to save lives. It's no fluff, just right to the point, what you need to be able to survive.
When is this book coming out? Like, when can I post the link so I can get my subscribers to start pre-ordering?
I will say within 2 weeks, we should be up and running.
2 weeks. Everyone
Yes, Amazon KDP.
Amazon KDP. I'll make sure I have it. Send me a link as soon as you can so we can get this out there.
It's coming soon.
Are you going to make it an audiobook?
Yes, that will be the third step.
Okay. Because I think this would be powerful in audiobook as well. Because I was listening to it with Speechify. It's all AI, so it was it kind of didn't do it justice. But if a good audiobook actor or actress, they'll really bring this book down. They'll really.
I think I will be doing it myself.
That's what I was gonna say. She could do
yourself?
it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
even better.
Good.
See, better. That'll
You
save
can tell your passion behind it.
Yeah,
Very passionate. Very, very
can
passionate
tell.
about this.
and
And
no
your
one knows
knowledge.
like you. It's even better. I wish I could do my own books, but because the way I talk, my speech impediment, I'm like, I'll spend 4 hours going over the same thing.
Maybe we need to know it. We need to be ingrained in our head. We need that 4 hours.
Right.
Okay, so I want to get back to the movie for a second. Sorry, this cough. I meant to mute that out. I'll go back and edit that out. So, have you guys read Juice's book, or I read shared a little bit of it?
I have. We've been definitely trying to, because the message is so similar, and we've been trying to align ourselves with the book as well. Like, as much as we're trying to push our message and get our content, our art out there, we feel like her book needs to be a resource that needs to be shared. So I've actually been, posting more about it, some excerpts. We did interview her. We have a full interview coming on our YouTube series where she really gets like nitty gritty into explaining the book and how we talk about how the book and our film kind of correlate. So yeah, I'm a fan already. So when she gets it on Amazon, I'm right there.
Right, me too. I'm about to get it. So, how do y'all think this book? Again, I'm keep pushing. I don't think this book ties into the film.
Okay, well, I think no, because it's really important that we highlight there are 3 matriarchal stories that we tell throughout the film as well, and they highlight how women handle the same similar domestic violence situation or how they carried on throughout their own lives. And I feel like if they would have had if Layla would have had this resource, if Nana would have had this resource, they would have escaped the situations that they were in a lot sooner, and it may have not had such big implications later on in Khalid's life. Because Layla is Khalid's mother, and then Nana is Khalid's grandmother, and you just see how the pain still keeps getting passed on, and how it ultimately leads into his future. But if
The
they would
book
have had
can
this resource, if anybody who was undergoing those type of circumstances would have this resource, they would at least feel a little bit more equipped. They wouldn't have to feel so helpless or so silenced. I feel like it would give them an opportunity to save themselves and also pass on the message to others that are going through it to save other people. So it is for sure a resource, you know. So
the opportunity to break the generational curse that we
right.
see in the film and in
Mm,
everyday life, and just like you said, a resource that could be used for healing.
mhm,
It reminds me of the interview that Deshaun did with Frankie, who is
mm,
our lead actor in the film. And he talked about
amazing.
how, this was, almost reminded him of Sins of the Father. We don't understand that what we do affects generations and generations and generations to come. So sometimes saving yourself, helping yourself, you know, is also saving your children and your grandchildren. You can stop
Absolutely.
it right in stop the madness right in its tracks, break the cycle.
Mhm.
So to tell me
And
about this generational curse, this generational cycle of abuse. Is it pretty much um, like uh, a son grows up seeing his father abuse his mother, and because so he grows up seeing that, so he grows up to be an abuser too, or is it something different? Or
It is that. It
okay,
is that as well. And it is also women accepting being abused as normal. It's
Hmm.
normalized
so
because
it's also a daughter seeing her mother being abused and thinks it's normal because that's what she saw her mother go through.
absolutely.
So that's part of the
Mhm.
generational curse. All right.
Yes.
Another facet of that I would like to point out too is intergenerational trauma can take on different forms. It could be domestic abuse, it could be grief, it could be
Hmm.
inner community secrecy. Like when these things get into you, like when they get into your body or they get into your psyche, they really can affect how you see the world and affect how the world sees you. So I feel like not just connecting with domestic violence, but also just connecting with anybody who has an issue, who has like a situation that they've been going through that they haven't been able to get free of. Um, this film really highlights what happens when you dilute that, or when you don't seek help, or when you don't try to free yourself. And an even more interesting concept is our community is not taught to think that long term. Like I've seen
Hmm.
other communities, they're thinking about their dynasties, they're thinking about their children's children, they're setting themselves up. We, because we live in like fight or flight mode, we have only been concerned with what's going on with our world right now, or what's happening
Yep.
to me, and not really caring what happens to my children seeing me like this, my parents seeing me like this, my friends. So I think that's also something that this film also brings about. Why aren't we considering the future when we're dealing with things now? And I understand that it could be hard, but it's another facet, you know?
Yeah, very short term thinking. I'm trying
Mhm.
to survive today.
Right.
Not a lot of A to Z thinking. More so more like A to C. I'm just trying
Right.
to get through to tomorrow and
Yeah.
we can't see it.
Because how
But
many times I'm getting asked something
we
like,
haven't
"Hey, I'm trying to cook it," like,
right. Exactly. Exactly. But then again, when you haven't seen anyone um doing that
mm,
in your past, you don't see your elders thinking in that way. Why would you think in that way? Because
Yeah.
it hasn't been portrayed to you. It hasn't been shown to you.
mhm,
You typically do what you see. You imitate your
mhm,
atmosphere.
So
mhm,
I'm gonna ask a personal question. I know the answer will come to Judith, but is are are you guys survivors as well? This goes for you too, Nick. You guys survivors of um, abuse or generational trauma?
not domestic abuse, not trauma, I would say. even comparing my experience, I feel like I'm very fortunate. It's very light in what we're talking about right now. But I have been basically like a conduit of older thinking. Like me even pursuing the arts, like even me even stepping out to be in media and be in film and want to tell a story, to the elders in my family seemed very risky. It was very
Mm.
like, well, you're not going to make anything. You're not going to do anything with yourself. You're not, why are you trying to save the world? It's very today thinking, like, how are you going to eat today? How are you going to put a roof over your head today? So even though I am formally trained, just the thought that I would take it upon myself to actually pursue a dream of mine or pursue my creativity was almost like I'm turning my back on my family because they were just so bent on me going a certain way out of their own fear. So yes, that's something that I have experience with, and I do push the narrative of like you have to find your own way.
Mm.
But yeah, that's my question.
And
Okay.
sharing, you know, past experiences of domestic
Mm,
violence is kind of embarrassing.
mm,
Um, it took me years to be able to talk about it, even when I was litigating and advocating on behalf of domestic violence victims. I never shared my story. My employer didn't know the legal services I was working for. Nobody in that office knew what happened to me 10 years earlier or 15 or whatever years earlier. My clients didn't know. But that experience helped me to understand my clients without them having to constantly repeat their facts, because it is embarrassing. How many times can you say, oh, it was dark, I walked into the cupboard and that's why I have this black eye? Oh, I fell down the stairs and that's why my wrist. It is very embarrassing. So people, they don't want to share. And it is even more embarrassing for men because men do get abused by women in
mm,
heterosexual relationships. And I had one client tell me that this was a custody matter, but not a domestic violence matter, but we were talking. And he told me that he went to the police station and the cops were laughing at him. So most men will not talk about domestic violence. I hope we can get to the point where we can recognize that women do abuse. They just abuse differently, and be
mm,
able to get these men
mhm,
the orders of protection of the law that a woman would get.
Yeah, and I think from my perspective, luckily I haven't I haven't dealt with any like physical like abuse or anything, but I feel like as a man, mentally and emotionally is tougher for us because I feel like, growing up we're taught to, don't cry, you know,
Wait, hold on a second, Mike.
mhm.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear him
Let me
either.
hold on, Nick.
Cool.
Sorry. There you go.
Yes,
Okay, can
please.
you hear me now? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
much better.
Yes.
okay.
There you go.
But for me, like from a man's perspective, luckily I haven't been in a situation where I was like physically abused or like in a situation like that. But I feel like for men, the emotional and mental side of things, I feel like for me personally, it takes more of a toll than like getting physically beat on
I
or
agree.
something like that.
Mm,
Because like we growing up, we don't have like that outlet. Like men are always told don't cry, don't show emotions. You always have to be like strong. You have to be strong for the family basically, and like you don't show weakness pretty much. And over time of
Hmm.
like all the years of like holding all that in, there's stuff that some men go through that it's a lot. And if you never let it out, it's just going to keep building up to a head. Like how in the film, that's why I feel like I can relate with Khalid a lot. But at the same time, it's like making it kind of opens your eyes like, okay, I probably should, like, find somebody, like, talk to,
mm,
stuff like that. Because it's like there's certain things that you see growing up, especially like in because I'm from like not really I'm from like a poor side of Atlanta, so it's like you see a lot that is like traumatizing by itself, even though it's not even your family necessarily. So it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
there's some things that you deal with that, other people just don't see, so they don't understand. And I think it is important because it's a what was it? Like a realization almost like that I need to do better. I need to figure a way out to get this out of my system so it doesn't come to a head like how it does in the film.
Mm.
Correct. Absolutely. And when we go out to seek services outside of our community, it is so important that we get people from our community who understands us. So when we're going out to look for therapist, it's somebody who is not going to guess, who read a book, who think they
Mm-hmm.
understand. We need to find people that are from our community. And my first choice for therapy is our Council of Elders. We need to go back in the days when we had elders and they came together and they made decisions, particularly the matriarch, the women. They would come together. I think we need more of this in our community. Bring back the old days, and I'm talking old days when we had elders who had
Mm.
were our council. We can start doing it by churches, and not just for church members. Perhaps open it outside to non-church members. I think that would be an
Mm.
excellent start in getting our elders as our counselors.
Mm.
All right, Tamara, how about you?
I am aware of certain instances and situations that have happened in my family before my time. Um, but I have to honestly say, my parents did a really good job of changing the narrative. Um, and not just my parents, but uncles, aunts, cousins, all of the above, my grandparents. They did a really good job of changing the narrative. And my grandparents on my particularly on my dad's side probably have like a fourth and eighth grade education. And both my parents went on to be college educated, and my father all the way up to his doctorate, and my mother a master's, almost a specialist. And 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 to what Jalandria was talking about, with having to find her own path and fight her, not fight, I don't want to use that word, but kind of like
Sometimes.
step right, step out there on her own and forge her own path and do what she wants to do in the arts. Um, my parents were always supportive. Like I said, I was a music major. My parents were always only supportive of everything that I did. They pushed me, to do what I love to do. So like I said, while I'm aware of certain, things that happened in the past in my family, I never experienced any of those things. I had a beautiful childhood. And it wasn't perfect, but I never experienced any abuses or physical or any other in that, right. And I'm just grateful. I feel very blessed to have been supported. Um, I think my parents and my grandparents and many of my uncles and aunts, they learned how to break the cycle. I can honestly say that I feel that I'm a part of that type of family that has managed to break the cycle. Is it perfect? No. Absolutely not. It's not perfect, but I think that um I think that I'm blessed for that. I know that that's not completely ordinary. That's not normal. So while I haven't experienced it myself personally, I know many people who have. So I definitely sympathize with them on that.
So I want to ask, what character do y'all identify with the most in the film?
Mm.
I think me
Mm.
personally, I identify with Khalid the most
Mm.
because I can see the patterns of a mother's actions and how they can influence the behavior of the child and growing up. You know, looking at the film, you kind of it looks back on like it makes you look back at your own life. Like, dang, why do I relate with this so much? Like,
Mm.
Who else?
Mm.
Like, who else is
um, I
character?
I think this that's a tough one, but I would say I probably identify with Marie the most.
Oh, I can
I
see that.
identify with Marie. Yeah,
mm,
Lady.
because I I know I mean I like I said, life isn't perfect, but you when you know better, you do better, right? So
yep,
I'm just one of those people that kind of believe, you know what? It is what it is. Let's move forward. We got to pick up and go. And sometimes I believe that a lot of times people don't want to do the tough work of dealing with themselves first. And
Mm.
like I said, I don't ever want to sound like I'm perfect or I come from this perfect background, because I absolutely do not. But what I do believe is that you have to take the time to do the hard, dirty, ugly work on yourself. You have to uh, you have to know your tendencies and know the things that you need to correct about yourself. And like I said, I my hat is off to my parents for instilling that in me. And that's why I feel so blessed, because I definitely had people who stood before me and showed me the way to go. And I know people who may not have that. And I'm like Marie, not to give too much away. I'm loving hard. I wanna pull you in. Let's do it. Let's do this together. So
Mhm.
Marie is my character.
Right.
The funny thing is, I just okay, so I'm gonna come out and say it. I identify with Blue the most.
oh, that's crazy.
But it's
That's
too
wild.
much away. But when you were speaking, Tam, I was drawing so many correlations to Blue from Marie because you were like, I want us to do this together. I want to pull you in. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
I'm gonna handle business. The only thing is Blue don't know better, so he don't do better. Bless his heart. But not to give too much away from Blue, I feel like honestly, if my family came to me with something and it was within my power to help in a positive way, let's do it. Honestly, let me get all my friends to do this with you. And now you and our
Hmm.
friend. Now you're a part of my
Right,
family. Like just
right.
like if Blue had honestly used his powers for good, I think he would have been a pillar in Khalid's like life because he loved he did love his family. He did what he needed to do for his family. And
Yeah,
he was organized.
he was.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
He could pull people together in a conglomerate
Hmm.
and they could do something for the
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
So
they
I mean,
did.
I sympathize with Blue because Blue is just a product of his environment, and
Yep.
Absolutely.
he learned to be a shark amongst the minnows, and you can't really and you feel sympathy for him because what would I do in that situation or how would I react? But then you also feel like empathetic because it's like, no, we feel empathy for him for that reason, but then you also feel sympathy because you could have done something so much better with your life. But Blue is one of the
Yep.
Hmm.
key characters in Khalid's life too. So I understand Blue's sentiment. I understand the spirit.
He loves the way he knows how to love.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no idea what y'all talking about, but I'm glad y'all talking about it.
When you see the movie, you're going to be like, huh, light bulb. When you see him,
Yep.
okay,
Right.
this
You'll
is the
see.
I'm be thinking about each and every single one of y'all when it comes to the movie. I'm like, okay, that's what she was talking about. That's what they was.
Hmm.
Blue,
yep.
big blue, not the new one.
Because when you think about it, there are a lot of things that happen in our communities, but it's happened. It's happened. There's no You can't go back and you can't change the past. You have to work through it and you have to deal with it. And nobody, most of the time, people rarely take the hard road, but it's the hard road that gets you where you're supposed to be. If we continue to, like we said earlier, think A to C, and if we don't want to do the hard work, then we stay where we are. We
Mm,
continue to make the same mistakes. We continue to deal with the same types of people. Um, you know, somebody has to be that voice, just like Judith is that voice to
mm,
pull. She's been there, and she sees, okay, there's another way. This is how you get out of this, and she's pulling these women to her to be strong and fight through it, and that's admirable.
mm,
We have to learn how to move forward, because we have to face it, believe it, whether we like it or not. it's a part it's a part of all of us, but how do we move forward? That's the answer.
mm.
Judith, what character do you see yourself in the movie?
Layla, with one exception. I didn't have a child. I was young. This is like right out of high school. And I would have taken care of my abuser with a Louisville slugger. I am not the type to. I'm not the type to play with. Let's put it that way.
Don't smile
I
and say
like
that,
that.
Julie.
I like that.
We're gonna scare him. We know you. So
Right, she said that with a big old smile. I'm not the type to play with.
I know.
Right.
Right.
That's right, Judith. That's right, man. All right. Louisville Slugger. Oof.
Yeah,
I come from a
that's
long line of fighters.
Yeah.
It's in my blood. I'm a
Right.
maroon.
You told me that you were Jamaican?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am a
Wow.
maroon, one of
You
the
know,
indigenous people of Jamaica. I'm descended
Oh
from.
wow.
that is amazing.
Jeez. Mm-hmm.
So,
and we've tasted the fine cuisine.
Bless her
Yeah.
heart. I was gonna bring that
Yes.
up, but yes.
Yes, I've
Yeah, we
already
got to
been
bring that
selected
up.
for
Yeah.
Friendship Day. How's it called? Not Thanksgiving, not friendship anymore.
Friendsgiving.
Oh,
Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
Now I know.
oh
I already
bless.
have. I'm creating that menu already.
Ooh,
I will bring the napkins and the
my.
plates. And when you take
Right.
is
So
there anything
good.
else that y'all can tell me about the movie? To further the excitement, for the
I'm
audience
scared.
without
Hmm. It,
giving
yeah, you
too
don't
much
want to
away.
get too much, but
it
I'm
it's
like
scared.
it's
there's
it's
so
so
much to
tough.
get. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me
I
see.
just think, oh go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh no, you can go. You can go first.
Okay. Because I'm thinking like we've talked about all the heavy issues, but I mean, just from a horror aspect, just really ground being able to tell this story from from a horror psycho thriller aspect really connects it to like the underlying message of mental health and
Hmm.
how being in your head and being in your psyche can be devastating and fearful place even within yourself. The world's a scary place, but the world you create within yourself is a scary place, and what has attributed to that world inside you, because we all have some type of war. There's always going to be a battle of good and evil, but it's just like what's contributing to each side. And that's why I feel like this story needs to be told. I feel like everyone needs to see it because they'll be able to draw a little piece of themselves from anybody in this film. It's that grounding.
Yes.
I
And not,
think
Yeah.
go ahead.
I think because I feel like there's no scarier horror than like the real world, and that's really what this film puts you in. Like when you
Hmm.
watch, like when you feel it, because it's not even just watching at that point. You're gonna feel everything because it's going to be so close to like real world like actions and consequences that would happen. It's like, man, I don't, I don't know. I feel like if at some points it might make you feel uncomfortable because it's too real, and I
Hmm.
feel like that's what makes it more of a great horror than just like a slash or like a saw or something like that. Because that, I mean, that's horror, but that's horror for like just gory stuff. But like this is
Hmm.
horror to the point where it's like I don't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Mm,
want to piggyback on that. I think we've normalized violence.
mm,
Whether, oh, it's just something that happens. We watch the news. It's always on the news. Okay, whatever. Oh, this happened down the street, or this happened across town, whether it's domestic or community. But when you see it in the aspect of this film, like Nick is saying, you see it from the horror aspect. You really see it for what it truly is.
Yeah,
It
and for
really is
people,
truly evil.
yeah, for
Hmm.
people who don't live, and they don't understand the problems, I feel
Hmm.
like this film will help you understand what some of the problems are, and like it
Hmm.
kind of helps break down some of the characters to the point where you like people that aren't in the community, they'll understand.
Hmm.
I see this Indiegogo in the back. I didn't see this before, and I think this is unacceptable. It's only raised $10. So if
Yeah.
you're watching this, donate to it. I'm gonna leave a link in the video below, and I'll make a post on my channel today. Donate to this film because
Thank you.
you can't get online and say that you want to support black movies and black films, and you get an opportunity and you don't donate. Like I have 80,000 people here. If y'all just donate $1 each, we can make this budget and some. So I'll try to really push that. Um, are we
Thank
um are we
Thank you.
able to play these clips on here? Or
Yes,
I mean,
the videos are live. I
because
think you should
I
be
don't
able
want
to.
I don't want to give away nothing, so I can play it. Okay.
No, we
Nah,
created those, so
Oh,
those are the trailers.
yeah, that trailer.
Ooh, you about to-
yo, hold up.
Let's play the other one too, like the one underneath it, like the second one. Yeah, that's my
This
favorite.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this
That's
stuff's
my
crazy
favorite.
right here.
I was letting the first one go, but if you got time to.
All right, yeah, we do all of them. All right.
I'm coming for you.
Oh,
Justin, do you like horror movies?
yeah.
You
I'm
do?
trying to figure out what's happening, man.
Yes.
Who's
I
coming
love
for
horror
him?
movies.
Come on. All
You
right.
didn't miss something, but yeah, let's do the third one.
The door is open.
Oh man.
Jeff.
Yep.
And that's his interview right there.
Mm-hmm. Look, like, can you imagine that man saying that?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need that house. Now I'm moving
Mm-hmm.
out. If I'm
Amazing
sitting in my
child.
room and my closet, some of the door is open. I'm gone. Jeez.
Same.
I got
Same. I'm
children,
out
Yeah.
of
man.
there.
Yeah.
And that's something I haven't seen as much, like black film really playing up the apparition and like that type of spiritual factor in their film. So that's why this was exciting for me to see that because I haven't seen it before.
I mean,
Hmm.
I'm really really excited to see this movie, and you guys have just made the excitement even greater for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because honestly, the trailers don't even do it either. They
No, they
don't.
don't do it. No.
The trailers give
No.
just enough, just like what's gonna happen here, man. Like that one guy. Who was that guy? Who had the red hair, all red.
Oh, the Frankie Midnight, the lead,
Yeah.
that was Khalid. He was
So
just
like
the lead actor.
like he's in the dark, like looking around. You hear that voice, like, oh man, what's about to happen there? I want to know.
And that's some crazy
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, like you just dark outside and you just start hearing a voice by yourself. Like
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really is. It's a great movie. I was just telling them recently, when I'm scoring, like my little process that I have when I'm scoring, I let the music play and then I'm watching the scene, and all of a sudden the music stops playing and I'm like, Tam, you supposed to be working. I'm too busy watching the scene. I'm
watching
watching
the
the
movie
movie
for
like, girl,
real.
like cut it out. You supposed to be working. Come on now. But
Mhm.
it's a great movie though. It's gonna be a treat.
Oh yeah.
Between the score and the wardrobe and how it's shot, we have our own soundtrack. Like we have some of the
Oh
characters
yeah.
from the movie have also written content, like written songs and material.
Hmm.
So the
Very
collaborative
talented people.
effort is amazing, but also just how much effort everyone put into it. Original, authentic, creative effort. So
In
it's
my opinion,
amazing.
it was all really divine. It was really divine.
Mm,
But the way
mm,
Oh
everybody
yeah.
just worked together and everything just kind of fell in place.
mm.
Me personally, even on the score, I'm like, how did that line up perfectly like that? I'm like, thank you, God. Like that, that lined up perfectly. I didn't even have to do too much tweaking right there. That was perfect. So, everything has just been working beautifully. And shout out to all of the cast.
Mhm.
Wonderful job. Everybody
Yeah.
did such an amazing job.
This looks
Yeah,
Blown
amazing.
away.
because I do want to thank God because like even from day one, like that was
Mm,
our first time meeting everybody, and it was first day on set early in the
Mhm.
morning, and we just all somehow like clicked,
yeah.
like just
Mhm.
Yeah.
flew together seamlessly, like we've been
Hmm.
knowing each other for like years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels. That's the way
When
it
it's
feels. Like
literally
we've
just
known
the
each other
six
forever.
months.
Yeah.
We even finish. We're starting to finish each other's sentences, laughing and kikiing and giggling like that's silly stuff. You know,
Mhm.
we get to
So,
ramble with one another.
are you guys
Yeah.
as far as like releasing this, like when you release it,
Mm.
like are you guys gonna try to get it on like Netflix or Hulu or Tubi or other streaming networks, HBO, or what are you trying to do?
So, in addition to having the limited release on October 31st, we are then going to take it globally to a distribution deal. So, our hope is to get it picked up by a distribution company, and they'll be able to take over the rights of it.
Hmm.
Right, right. Well,
Mhm.
we definitely need to get behind this and donate because $10 is ridiculous. It's
Mhm,
more
mhm.
people should be backing this. So I
Right.
will try to bring some attention to this, but more people should be backing this. This is crazy, man. This
Thank you
looks
so much.
amazing. You guys looks like you did an amazing job. I'm so excited to watch it. When it comes out, me and my wife we can sit down. My wife is big into horror movies too. She's a like
Is she?
scares
Y'all
very
my kind of
easily.
people. Y'all my kind of
Bless
people.
Right.
her.
I love
And
it.
I'm gonna show her this clip, and she's probably gonna have me like have to get up with her every time she has to go to the bathroom afterwards. It's like real like scares easily. So I'm gonna, it's I can't wait for this. Get some popcorn and
Mm.
I'm really excited about this, and I think you guys are all amazing people. You guys have come together and created something amazing, and
Thank you.
under the guidance
Thank you.
of Deshaun. You guys have done something great, man, and I love seeing this. I love seeing talented Black people come together and create their own stories. Man.
Thank you.
Mhm,
Thank you. It's
mhm.
really a
Yes, thank
blessing.
you.
Dr.
I'm
Deshaun,
grateful.
he's
Yep.
here in
Yeah.
spirit.
Shout out to
Deshaun
Sean.
Jones.
Yes. Woo.
For creating this story, bringing us all together, really like
Yes.
creating an atmosphere for us to really create and bring our own creativity and not just, like he didn't, it was not very heavy handed. He was very much
He,
so make this your own. Mm.
Right.
yeah,
He trusted us. He trusted us in this
Really
process. And
trust.
I really appreciate that. Yeah.
he let everybody flourish. So yeah,
Mm.
Yes.
that's what brought out the most creative potential out of everyone.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna start closing this out because we've been going on for you know uh, almost an hour and 20 minutes. It didn't seem that long, but
No,
Right,
I
right,
did.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
my kid's about to come home from school, so I gotta get back to being a dad.
Gotta check that horror movie off.
Right.
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 But I want to give everyone a chance to have a closing statement and whatever y'all want to say, and then we'll close it out.
Okay, I'll go in order.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, it's me. Please, Ashes Never Rest. Coming out October 31st, limited release. Please support our Indiegogo campaign. The better this project does, the more stories we can tell, and the bigger we can tell them. We can take charge over our stories and over our narrative, and really have a key point in how the world sees us, and represent the Black and Brown community outside of what the narrative that's been given to us. So we want to create more of these. We want to do bigger things. We want to do better things. We want to give ourselves to this craft full time. So please support Ashes Never Rest, Indiegogo, support our Patreon. Watch us on YouTube if you want to hear more of our conversations around film and art, community and creativity. We love to have you. We love to be in community with you. Check us out.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much summed all that up, to be honest.
Yep.
Don't do that.
But
You
but
did. You did.
I do feel like that with this film in general, with it being independent, we need to focus on bringing back more independence in the film industry, because
Mhm.
Hollywood has been it's not really been hitting as much as it used to back in the day, and it's kind of getting overrun by nonsense pretty much. And I think this film has a deeper message that needs to get out there, and a lot of indie projects and independent people have messages that they want to get out there too. So I feel like if you support this, you should support all the other people that's trying to get out there, indie, and just bring back indie theaters.
Mhm.
Y'all pretty much said everything, but I'm gonna say support Black films, support Black creatives. Be sure to visit our YouTube channel. There's a lot on there, a lot of fun conversations, a lot of goodies there. Find us on IG, Ashes Never Rest. And I encourage any other creative, in particular Black creatives, go and do your thing. Just start, go and begin. Find your tribe. And that's one of the things for me. I feel so blessed and so honored to be working with these wonderful individuals, because I feel like I found my tribe. I finally have fallen into this space where I am most comfortable. So um thank you guys for being there. Yes.
Hi, Judith. Oh, your mic. Oh, there you go.
There you go. It is so nice to see our stories being told by us the way it should be. Ashes Never Rest is the premier film to do that for you. Please support this. And remember, love does not hurt.
Well, I want to thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to talk about this amazing film, and to and to get the opportunity to meet you guys. Man, you guys seem like a great fun group, man. And I wish I had more time. We could talk more, because I wanted to, maybe we can set up something we could do this again. Before the film comes out. You guys
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
you guys have a lot to
Yeah.
offer. You guys are very creative, and I love showcasing this type of stuff. All right, so I really appreciate you guys, the hard
Well,
work.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, all that, I'm going to end this. I got to do some editing, and again, I appreciate you guys, and God bless you, and I can't wait to see the movie.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait for you to see
Thank
it.
you. Yeah,
I
I
know. I
can't
want
wait.
report
I'm
back.
excited.
I will. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I don't know if this is a good time to mention that Angrbiracial wrote one of the songs for us. Mama
Oh,
Why?
What?
Oh,
For real?
he's saying
Yeah.
all right.
He did. I
Don't
mean,
be bashing around.
I hear Grammy. Every time I listen to this song, I hear Grammy. It's so powerful.
Okay.
It's spiritual. You can feel it right here.
I
I love it.
forgot about that.
Awesome.
Not you
Maybe-
forgot.
I do a lot on in the background, but maybe I will play a little snippet of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You about
powerful.
I write and I sing too. I have like a lot of songs out.
Nice.
But
Wow.
let me.
You got to tell us where we can find you and everything.
Whoops.
Check you out.
I don't got YouTube Premium. It's too expensive. So I can. All right, let me put it up here.
Okay.
I feel nervous now. My song coming up.
Put it out there.
Come on, that's
gotta do
Grammy
it.
music you're playing here now. Let's go. Don't
Put
be
it out there.
embarrassed.
All right.
Why, Mama?
Why you crying in the dark at night? You say it's love, but it feels so cruel. So cruel. I just wanna see you smile, make it right. Make it right, yeah. Why, Mama? So cruel. Make it right, yeah. Why, Mama? I'm sitting in a corner with my hands on my knees, watching the anger, the shouts, the screams. Broken glass on the floor, mama holding her side. I'm too young to protect her, but too old to hide. I ask with a voice that's small but true, Mommy, why does he do these things to you? Her eyes full of tears, but she forced a smile. Said, baby, sometimes love get twisted and why? She whispered, cause he loves me, baby. And sometimes love makes you do crazy things. Even hurt the ones you hold so dearly. Yeah. Crazy things.
Anyway, that's the song I wrote.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
What did I tell you?
Yes. Is that and that's you
Grammy. I
singing?
hear
Yeah,
Grammy.
that's me singing. I
Man.
have like almost 200 songs out, but it's just I sing
That's
more as a
awesome.
hobby, not really as but I'm glad I was able to. Write a song for this amazing film.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
really
you.
good.
Okay.
That was really nice. Yes.
Sorry, my daughter came out of the car. She's scared to cry. After watching that clip, my daughter started crying. I'm like, what's going on here? Okay.
Got scared.
I got scared. I was like, man. All right, guys. I got to hit this up, but I appreciate you guys, man, and I can't wait to see this movie. I can't wait. That's how it is. All right.
We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.